Hi everybody, my name is Ian Lamont. I'm the founder of i30 Media Corporation and the author of the Lean Media book, blog, and video channel available from leanmedia.org, which you are looking at right now. Today I'm going to be talking about using Amazon advertising to create a sponsored products campaign. And this is the latest updated version of this particular tutorial, but now it's 2021 and I want to make sure that I convey to you the latest ways to do this. So quick disclaimer, you need to follow Amazon's terms and conditions, and also what you're seeing here might look different for you depending on when you're watching the video or also how you have Amazon advertising set up. And there's a couple ways to get to Amazon advertising. I'm accessing this through Amazon Seller Central. Other people access it through Amazon KDP. But here's the basics of creating an Amazon sponsored product campaign. So you come to your account page, and this is for a product that I have called Cheat Sheets. I'm going to click Create a Campaign. And then you'll see a bunch of different campaign types you can choose from. Just to let you know, not everybody will see the same types of campaign types. For instance, you will not see sponsored brands unless you have a registered brand in Amazon. I happen to have 2 registered brands, so I do see this, but you may not see that. I'm interested in sponsored products, and actually this is the most common advertising type you'll see all over Amazon. It shows up in search results, it shows up in other people's product pages, and actually let's take a quick look. This is the product I want to sponsor. I want to create an advertisement for today. This is the Word 2019 Intermediate Desktop Reference and Cheat Sheet. And if you go down, you can see actually products related to this item, sponsored products. This includes other products that I sell. So I have my own advertisement showing up on my own pages, and you can see other people's books and products are showing up there as well. And this is the same whether it's a book or something else you're selling. So let's go back to Amazon advertising. Click Continue under Sponsored Products. Give it a name. I always like to give it a clear name of what I'm doing. So Word Intermediate, Cheat Sheet, SP means sponsored product, and then I might have some details like the date it was started. So I use today's date, November 11th. Okay, so here's the date it starts, no end date, daily budget. You can put anything you want here, but just remember that depending on how high your bid is set for the keywords, you may use all of your budget or not all of it. And rarely do I actually plow through my entire budget, which maybe says a lot about the keywords that I'm bidding on, but $25 might be a typical amount that I start with. I'm going to choose manual targeting. And the reason is because I have a list of keywords I'm going to upload to Amazon advertising for them to use. I don't really trust their own Amazon's automated judgment for this. Campaign bidding strategy. So this basically lets you give a little bit of wiggle room to Amazon's systems to maybe bid a little bit higher or prevent you from bidding a little bit higher on certain bids. So top of search on the first page of search results, I usually goose this a little bit. So I'll bid up to 10% more than what my keyword bid is. So let's say that, example, a 75-cent bid will be 83 cents for this placement if it gets me to the top of search. Okay, and sometimes I may want to do that because it's worth it for me to get to the top of search to make the sale. Custom text ad or standard ad. So if you're in a hurry, choose standard ad. That means you won't be able to add a tagline or any sort of advertising copy. But I like to add a little bit of custom text ad, and it's not hard to do, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then you need to find the product. So what you need to do, I don't know why Amazon has it set up this way, but what I do is I search all Amazon products and then the name of the product. So this is called the Word Intermediate Cheat Sheet. Let's see if it finds it. No results. If that happens, go to the product page and then scroll down. And what you want to do is you want to find the ASIN. In this case, in some cases, it might be another type of number like a UPC or an ISBN. Whatever it is, find that number. ASIN is the Amazon identifier, but this one is using an ISBN. Go back, paste it in, and then see what happens. Yep, it found it. This is it. So click Add. So for this type of sponsored product ad, you can only use one product at a time, which is fine for me. So I added it, and then it comes down to the targeting part: keyword targeting or product targeting. Product targeting means if you want to compete against specific products. I don't do that very often, and the reason is because there's so many products out there that I'm competing with, and I think any vendor listening to this knows that's the story. Like, for instance, if you're selling iPhone cases, product targeting, you'd be clicking all day selecting products to to target because there's thousands of products out there. And actually, it's the same way for in my area too. There's hundreds of competing products, and I don't want to go through the exercise of selecting them because I think keyword targeting will make them show up anyway. So choose keywords to help your products appear in shopper searches. So this gets confusing, and you may see this list here, and it presents you a list of keywords, and you can go through and add like the broad, phrase, or exact. And by the way, for each keyword, Amazon considers that the broad match, the phrase match, and the exact match are different keywords. Broad means that it's a loose association. So, for instance, if someone's searching for just word, it might show up, or just 2019, it might show up. Exact, on the other hand, is exactly what it says. It's actually Word 2019. Phrase is somewhere in the middle. It might come into play when there's a longer phrase involved, like Microsoft Word 2016. So Microsoft Word, that might be, that might fall under the phrase example here. I don't even like to do this because, first of all, it takes a long time to go through it. A lot of these keywords are completely wrong, like collaboration table. I don't think that has anything to do with what I'm trying to sell here. So what I do is I enter a list. Now, the other thing you have to be careful of here, first of all, you have broad, phrase, and exact. And usually what I do is I set up custom bids for each type of keyword that I'm uploading here. The other thing is that it defaults to the suggested bid. And this is a problem. Use past bidding activity to predict bids that are more likely to win. I think this is a load of baloney. I think Amazon, of course, they want you to select this because you're more likely to spend more money, and I think you're more likely to waste more money. So what I like to do is I like to do custom bid. You can set the level. So what I'm going to do is what I usually do for these products is I start at 22 cents for the broad, and then I work it up to 44 cents or 55 cents for exact. And then what I do, and I prepare this in advance, I have a list of keywords in a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. You can also use Google Sheets. So I just copy all of those. And you can see it includes competitors' terms. It's okay to do that in Amazon advertising. And I paste them right in, and then I click Add Keywords. And it sticks them in there. Then I do the same thing, but I just select the phrase. I increase the bid because I'm willing to spend a little bit more money for the phrase. Do the same thing. And then I go to the exact, up the bid a little bit more, 44 cents, and do the same thing. Now you may be thinking, well, that's kind of broad. Like you're assigning 44 cents to each bid. That's the maximum you'll pay per click for a keyword. But really, the keyword like Access 2019 versus your competitor, like administrative assistant, those have different values. Like lots of people may be searching on this, so maybe you should be bidding a little bit more, and less people will be searching for Access 2019. And it's true that may be true. But what happens is usually the advertisement, people will know if it's relevant or not for them. And kind of the way that I see it is the people clicking on it, it kind of self-adjusts a little bit. And then also you can go back and optimize later on. And in fact, I've created a separate video that shows how to optimize keywords that are either underperforming or overperforming, or you want to shut them down, or you want to treat them in a different way. So anyways, I've just uploaded 106 keywords or phrases, and then set different bids depending if it's broad, phrase, or exact. I have the amounts there. You can review them. If you decide that you don't want to bid on something, like you don't want to have docx, you can just X out of that. Or like how to write, that's actually been a tricky one for me. You can see that they want me to bid more money on it, so I might actually take that one out because I don't think that that's really that relevant. And you can go through and X out the ones you don't like. Then you come to negative keyword targeting, and what this is it means you can block out certain phrases that you don't want to appear, so that you don't want to be triggered. So one of them might be actually the name of my company, i30 Media. So I don't want that to. When people search for i30 Media, I don't want them to see an advertisement. I just want them to see the organic search results, which should show up. So I'm going to add that. I might add, if I'm an author, I might add my own name. There might be something else, like let's say there's a competing brand that I don't want to compete against. I can put that in as either negative exact or negative phrase, meaning that if Amazon's algorithm, when someone's searching for these terms, triggers it, it will not show the advertisement, and it will save you some money that way. So I'm going to add these keywords as exact keywords. Okay. Then we come down to the creative. All right. This is what makes is This is what gets tricky for people. So first of all, the image it shows will be the image of the product itself. And we already have that here. This image, it's going to show that. Okay, and it will also show the title. And then you can add custom text. And basically you put it in here. It's not a lot. Some people, what they do, including myself, I used to do this at least, is I had a simple word processing document which had a whole bunch of simple phrases that I could just paste in there. But what I do now, just to save time, I just go to my product description, and my product description is already loaded with quick little advertising slogans I can use and hopefully use them in this advertisement. So for instance, here's something I could just plug right in. Instructions and examples, let's blow that up. Instructions and examples apply to both the Windows and macOS versions of Word 2019, includes a list of keyboard shortcuts. So if you have a product on Amazon, you may already have some text that would actually make a pretty good advertisement. So just use it. Why not? Whoops, didn't like that. So I didn't copy and paste it properly. I'm going to right click over that, copy, and then paste it. Good. Characters remaining 23. So I didn't go over the limit. And you can see a preview. Doesn't that look good? All right, I think I'm ready to launch the campaign. I'm going to click Launch Campaign. Amazon may review it, and hopefully within maybe that day or later on, they'll confirm that it's approved and it's ready to go. For more information on how to get the most out of Amazon advertising or other programs on Amazon, go to my YouTube channel, available. Go to leanmedia.org, click on video, and then my YouTube channel. Or maybe you can search for me on YouTube. I should show up under Lean Media or some of the videos that relate to Amazon advertising. If you are watching this on YouTube and you like what you saw, if you could like it and also follow me on YouTube, I'd be very appreciative. I try to make great content for my audiences, and I hope that you can tune in later on to watch me next time. This is Ian Lamont signing off. Thank you so much for watching.